What's the craziest thing you've ever splurged on? Maybe it was a fancy pair of sneakers or an expensive piece of jewelry. Whatever it was, we imagine it wasn't quite as outrageous a purchase as what some of these celebrities have been buying. You might be able to justify a few of these purchases in your head, but we'd be surprised if you were on board with all of them. Make sure to stick around until the end to hear about the celebrity who spent $50,000 on ghost detection hardware. Before we shock you with some of these extravagant purchases, make sure to like this video, subscribe to The Richest, and join our notification squad. Now, let's get into 10 famous people who waste their money away. Let's start with a woman who can do no wrong. Beyonce. As one of the world's favorite celebrities, she has a pretty hefty income, and she's not afraid to drop some cash. In fact, some of Beyonce's past purchases would probably make you wince with the amount that she's dropping. Have you seen the music video for Beyonce's song "Feelin' Myself"? It might be an incredible video, but it shows something pretty shocking. Beyonce pouring bottles of Ace of Spades champagne into a hot tub. If you weren't in the know, this champagne can run up to $20,000 a bottle, and the singer is pouring it away without a care in the world. And that's not Beyonce's only extravagant purchase. She also decided to splurge on an $80,000 diamond-encrusted Barbie doll for Blue Ivy's birthday. Specially customized, the doll was said to include around 160 diamond gems, as well as white gold jewelry. Do you think this was a cute birthday present or far too much to be spending on a child's gift? Another celebrity who likes to spend her dollars on her kids is Kim Kardashian. And while you'll regularly see her children dressed head to toe in designer goods, that's not the only area where Kim likes to open her wallet. Another area where Kim seems to go above and beyond when it comes to precautions and spending is with her cell phone. Apparently, she's perpetually scared that something will happen to her phone, so she regularly buys old phones online so that she's always got a backup. We guess when your life relies heavily on Instagram, it's important to keep your fans updated, even if you do happen to drop your phone in the bathroom. But let's discuss some of the craziest things that Kim's reportedly spent her money on. In 2018, she came under fire for being pictured with Louis Vuitton trash cans. In 2011, when Kim married NBA player Kris Humphries, she spent $260 on ice tongs. There are also rumors that she renovated her Bel Air mansion with gold-plated toilet seats, which cost around $750,000 a pop. Seems like Kim likes to see her money displayed in front of her everywhere she goes. Next up is a celebrity who doesn't have human kids, but her fur babies get better treatment than we ever did growing up. That's right, you'd be hard-pressed to find kids that live a life of luxury that's on par with Paris Hilton's dogs. Paris's dogs live in a 2-story doggy mansion that has air conditioning, heating, designer furniture, and a chandelier. It's thought to have a total cost of around $325,000. Of course, because it's Paris Hilton, this doggy mansion is bright pink from top to bottom and has made the pages of many international magazines. The dogs have been pictured snoozing and wandering around their home, looking perfectly pleased with themselves. So next time you're struggling to pay rent or budgeting your money, think of Paris Hilton's little pooches who are living the better than good life. We'd be lying if we told you that Paris was the only celeb to splash out on her furry friends. Miley Cyrus is another who hasn't held back when it comes to giving the best of the best to her fur children. In 2013, Miley made headlines when she decided to buy a new car for her pets. And when we say a new car, we mean one to transport them around in. Because, obviously, Miley doesn't want to have to pay for dry cleaning every time she gets fur in her own car. We should mention that the Range Rover that Miley bought for driving her dogs around in isn't her main car. Nope, that's a fancy Maserati that she loves to pose in. British newspaper The Daily Star reported that the Range Rover set Miley back a huge $161,860. How do we get in on this luxury lifestyle, Miley? It's funny what you're prepared to do for a loved one. And Katy Perry was no exception to that rule when she decided to buy her then-fiancé, Russell Brand, a very unique present for his birthday. We guess when you already have everything, it's difficult to show someone that you care about them. So why not do as Katy did and buy them something that's simply out of this world? If by now you haven't caught on, here's the tea. Katie decided to buy Russell a trip to space for his 35th birthday. The trip set Katie back $200,000, and it's not confirmed when the visit will actually take place. It's worth noting that this gift was given and received back in 2010, and the pair have very much broken up since then. We don't know whether Russell is still allowed to complete his trip, but if he does, he will have to undergo 3 days of intense training before he can go on his Virgin Galactic mission, which will see him travel 365,000 feet into the atmosphere. As far as we're aware, he still hasn't been able to claim it. Next up is Rihanna, who might have come from a relatively low-income background, but nowadays is happy to splurge $1 million a year on hair care. And really, who can blame her? With hair that looks as incredible as Rihanna's always does, we'll admit that some of this money has been well spent. But we're still reeling at the overall cost. A vague breakdown could be as follows. Rihanna's famous hairstylist is called Ursula Stephen and made $1,168,000 in a single year from doing Rihanna's hair. Between November 2010 and August 2011, Rihanna changed her style 13 times, which with this total number in mind would have cost around $90,000 per restyle. As a breakdown, that's an expenditure of $22,400 on her mane each week. What's more ridiculous than spending $1 million on hair care? Spending almost the same amount on white Bengal tigers. Okay, maybe $1 million was a slight exaggeration, but Mike Tyson clearly wasn't thinking about opening a savings account when he decided to treat himself to 3 rare tigers. Each one set him back $70,000, and he spent $1,500 per day just on feeding them. And that's only where the problems begin when it comes to keeping rare tigers as pets. Mike also had to spend $150,000 on an animal trainer whenever he left town, because it's not like you can throw them in the kennel for a long weekend. Eventually, they were confiscated by the United States Department of Agriculture in 2010. And that wasn't Mike's only ridiculous purchase. He also decided to spend a cool $2 million on a gold bathtub for his first wife, Robin Givens. Because what says "I love you" more than a $2 million bathtub? He's also bought 110 cars in his lifetime, which is approximately 109 more than anyone really needs. When we talk about purchases that are unnecessary, we can't forget about Jason Momoa and his bodyguards. Jason's a pretty big guy, and if he wasn't famous, he probably wouldn't need a bodyguard. As it stands, his role as Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones means that he's probably safer having someone by him at all times to ensure his well-being. However, it probably hasn't gone unnoticed that Jason's about double the size of his bodyguards. He would probably do a better job of protecting them rather than vice versa. So you might wonder why he's decided to spend so much money on bodyguards who might not actually be able to do a good job of looking after him. If you were wondering this, then you're not alone, because plenty of other people have had the same thoughts. However, there's a high chance that these men have more than meets the eye when it comes to brute strength. Who are we to say that they don't have plenty of tricks up their sleeves to fend off even the largest of fans? Another star with some diverse spending habits who's also had his fair share of tabloid attention is Tom Cruise. His fortune surpasses $500 million, so it's virtually impossible for him to buy anything large enough to put a dent in his wallet. That doesn't mean he's not trying. Tom owns 5 private jets. He also went above and beyond when he wanted his young daughter to come and visit him while he was filming Oblivion. Instead of flying her in first class or even on a private jet like a normal celebrity, he decided to spend a huge $7 million on buying a new jet so he could be with his daughter. That sentence alone should suggest to you that he's no stranger to spending money. We can't even begin to fathom spending that much money in a lifetime, let alone as a one-off purchase. Tom also supports his belief in Scientology through his wallet. He has reportedly invested more than $2.5 million, gaining him platinum meritorious status within the church. He also repeatedly spent $500 on a single pen for castmates during the rehearsals for A Few Good Men. Would you rather get one pen or pay off several bills? But if there's one celebrity who puts the rest of this bunch to shame when it comes to wasting money, it's Lady Gaga. As a meat-wearing, totally unique superstar, we've come to expect the unexpected with Lady Gaga. But sometimes, she still manages to take us by surprise. And surprise was the best word we could muster when Lady Gaga decided to spend thousands of dollars on ghost hunting? For a start, she dropped $50,000 on state-of-the-art electromagnetic field meters to detect ghosts. She also reportedly spends money on a team of paranormal experts that can check out her hotel room no matter where she goes. Aside from her fear of the undead, Lady Gaga also spent $52,000 to hire a NASA-trained chemist. Why, you ask? To discover a non-heated substance that would allow steam to flow out of the teacup-shaped dress that she wore on her sold-out Monster Ball tour. And then there's the $68,000 she spent on a bathtub for her performance on Britain's X Factor TV show. Oh Gaga, you never cease to amaze us. That's all for 10 famous people who waste their money away. Can you think of any other ridiculous purchases that should have made this list? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.